Obviously, as part of this work, we wanted to know what people are doing right now, and we also asked them what they were projecting that they were going to do. So 7 coping strategies, 3 big consumer trends. What are these 7 coping strategies? From the top then, the one everybody wants to avoid, the wrong side of consumer behaviour. Stop. Not buying it at all, delaying purchases until an unspecified time. Reduce then, so a bit less bad. That's about consuming less, reducing the volume bought. Moving on to number 3 then, that's managing. So we're talking here about managing costs through discounts, volume offers and shopping around. On to downgrade then, well we're calling this trading down or buying a lesser quality item. Then on to smart, which is about accumulating and redeeming points, prizes and linked offers. Number 6 then is swap, so using a different means to achieve the same aim. And then finally, treats. We haven't got as much evidence as we do for the others, but we can certainly see that it's a growing trend. And here we're thinking more specifically about people treating themselves to small items to reduce that depression feeling. On to stop then. Again, nationally representative survey. Red is I've always done this, or this has always been the case, this has always applied to me. Orange is I started doing this recently or in recent years, so recessionary driven behaviour. Green then is I seriously intend to start doing this as a result of the current economic situation. And grey is not applicable to me. 32% of people said they started doing that recently or in recent years. That's a big old chunk of people. A further 9% say they seriously intend to start doing this as a result of the current economic situation. And very interestingly, as you'll see as we go throughout this study, this orange bar is really big. It's always significant. So while these percentages might look small of a nationally representative survey, 9% of the population, quite a lot. But actually, let's look at how people have started future-proofing themselves. Okay, I or we don't go on an annual holiday. 54% of people said that's not applicable to them. But 22% say they've always done it. 17% said they started doing that as a result of the recession. And a further 7% seriously intend to start doing it as a result of the economic situation. I will cancel one or more of my direct debits to charity. Look here at agree, strongly 10%, again a nationally representative audience, 9% slightly agree. So a big fight for many charities to keep their direct debits there. On to reduce then. I don't anticipate any change to my charitable giving on a similar vein to the previous slide. 29% agreed strongly, which is great. 25% slightly agree, but actually in terms of disagreement, 8 plus 3, 11% of people disagreed with that statement. On to charities again. I won't be able to give as much to the charities I currently support. 17% agreed with that some way. On then through to manage. I shop around for groceries to get the best deal. 50% of people quite canny, they say they've always done that. 7% said they seriously intended to start doing it. What's really interesting about this is that many of these behaviours showing a greater uplift in the highest income categories. Last year, 25%, 1 in 4, of those in the highest SEG group A shopped at Aldi. That's up from 15% in the year 2008-2009, and actually up from just 7% in 2006 to 2007. Don't assume it's only people who are on limited incomes who are going to be adopting these kinds of behaviours. I switched my credit card often to get the best rate, an entrenched trend that we've probably seen for a long time, but a further 7% saying that they seriously intend to start doing it as a result of the economic situation. Similarly with savings, a further 10% seriously intend to start doing so perhaps a little bit more scrutiny around financial services offerings there. Using price comparison sites, I'm sure, will be very interesting to many of you. So price comparison sites such as moneysupermarket.com to compare prices on financial services products. Again, a big change, recession-driven 23%, further 5% intending to use those sites. This actually is a bigger change than in financial services, and 11% seriously intending to start searching for cheaper utilities when the prices go up. And actually, the rate-tart behaviour, or savvy shopper, depending on whether you're a consumer or a brand, I would argue, perhaps utilities is the next fighting ground for that kind of behaviour. On to downgrade then. I use cheaper supermarkets where I can. I've given you the Aldi example there. 28% started doing it as a result of the recession. 6% intend to start doing so as a result of the current economic situation. On to smart. I searched online for vouchers and discount codes. This is the biggest single change that we have seen in this study. 36% started doing it recently or in recent years. A further 8% seriously intend to start doing that. So a whopping change. It is now not just acceptable to be a savvy shopper, it is the norm. I look out for incentives such as cashback when signing up for new financial products. Cash is always a good motivator. 7% seriously intend to start doing so. On then to swap. I frequently entertain others at home rather than go out. And as you'll see as we go through the swap section, this is very much a trend which is all about discretionary spend. It's about leisure spend particularly. 18% started doing it recently, 6% seriously intend to start doing it. I drink at home rather than going to the pub, or maybe this is why Paul's booze spend holds up quite well. So 22% started doing it recently, 5% intend to start doing so. So 27% of people either started doing that or intend to do so. Instead of going out for dinner, I cook at home, more of the same. Everybody's staying in. I watch films or DVDs at home rather than go to the cinema. People are adopting a lot more insular behaviours as they attempt to save money. I think it's more important to support UK charities than overseas ones. 10% strongly agreed with that, a further 9% slightly agreed. Finally then, on to treat. Just a couple of things to tell you about here. I try to buy quality items so that they last longer. This is very interesting. This is a recessionary justification for spending quite a lot of money on something quite nice. 55% say they've always done it, a further 26% was a result of the recession or intend to start doing so. And I invest in home entertainment where I can. Sky TV, sound systems. These are the winners of the staying in trend. 15% started doing so recently, 4% intend to start doing so. So those are the 7 behaviours. Now I appreciate some of those might not be relevant to your sector, so what we've tried to do is illustrate how these work in practice. If I want a holiday, well, I could stop, not go at all. I could reduce by having a beach holiday or a ski holiday rather than both. I could manage by doing what so many people do, use travelsupermarket.com, late rooms, booking.com, control the cost that way. Or I could downgrade, 3-star not 4, EasyJet not British Airways. I could be smart by trying to find a 2 weeks for the price of one deal, collecting air miles and then redeeming them. Or I could swap, I could go to Cornwall, not Tuscany, or if I was a different type of holidaymaker, I might go to Bognor, not Benidorm. And I could treat myself. I could say, well, I'm not going on holiday, so I'll go on a spa mini break and blow a little bit of budget that way. Finally then, and on to more pragmatic matters, if I want my weekly grocery shop, how might these 7 behaviours manifest themselves? Well, stopping's probably not possible unless you're a student and live around the corner from mum. Probably the only way in which students can demonstrate that behaviour. I could reduce by eating less, or more realistically not buying certain items. I could manage by using a variety of stores, not just one. So I could go to Wilkinson's for my bleach rather than buy it in Sainsbury's. I could shop around a bit. I could downgrade by going to Morrison's, not Sainsbury's, or Lidl, not Waitrose. Or I could downgrade within Tesco. I could do Value, not Finest. Various different ways in which downgrading can be at work in the grocery shop. I can be smart by collecting bonus points, redeeming coupons, using my Nectar card in a smart way. If I want to swap, I could grow my own instead of buying the veg. And if I wanted a treat, well, I could pat myself on the back and throw an extra bottle of Chablis in the trolley for having been smart all week.